So I've been digging into President Trump's Stargate AI plan. $500 billion, it sounds enormous, right? Really ambitious. But honestly, reading through it, my first thought wasn't even about the AI tech itself. It was more basic. Do we actually have the power to make this thing run?
That's exactly it. And when you look at the source material, that question jumps out right away. It seems like a huge constraint from the get-go. Can America's power grid, as it is now, really handle something this, well, colossal? That's the core issue we need to unpack for you.
Okay, so let's start there. The Pentagon weighed in pretty quickly on this, didn't they? What was their take on the energy side of Stargate?
Oh, immediately. Their assessment was pretty blunt. They basically said there just isn't enough energy capacity in the U.S. right now to support it, full stop.
Wow, okay.
And it's not just words. Look at SoftBank. They were initially talking about, what, a $100 billion commitment?
A huge amount.
Huge. And now they've scaled way back. They're hoping for maybe just one small data center by the end of the year.
That's quite a reality check from a major investor like SoftBank.
It really highlights the sheer scale of the challenge, doesn't it? It's not just a government assessment. The private sector is seeing it too.
It really does. And that brings me to something else I saw. The numbers are just staggering. Oracle's deal with OpenAI, needing power equivalent to 4 million homes.
Yeah.
Is that like the new normal for these big AI projects? How does that even compare to what our grid can handle?
4 million homes for just one deal. It's incredible. And it really throws into sharp relief that the infrastructure, well, it just isn't there. Think about high voltage transmission lines, the big power movers. A decade ago, we were building maybe 2,000 miles a year.
Okay.
Last year, 2023, just 55 miles.
55. That's a collapse.
It's a collapse. And on top of that, you've got these severe supply chain backlogs for essential stuff like transformers. You can't get them quickly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, projections show AI power demand doubling by 2030. We've got something like 2,600 gigawatts of new projects waiting in line.
Which is much compared to now.
More than double our entire current U.S. production capacity. The demand is just completely outstripping our ability to build the infrastructure.
So it's not just about making the power, it's about actually delivering it where it needs to go. And this isn't just some future problem, right? You mentioned Ireland as a kind of warning.
Ireland is more than a warning. It's like a preview of what happens when this imbalance hits. Data centers there are now using more electricity than all the urban homes combined.
More than all homes.
Yeah. And it led to a 3-year ban on building new data centers. Amazon had a big 300 million Valound facility planned canceled. Why? No available power.
Wow.
And this creates a really tricky situation, a political one even here in the U.S. You've got energy allocation becoming a real issue. Already about a quarter of Americans say they're cutting back on necessities, food, medicine, just to pay higher electric bills.
That's significant.
And businesses are seeing their bills double, partly because they're effectively subsidizing these huge data centers nearby. So who gets the power? Tech giants or homes and schools?
That's a tough question. So while we're kind of struggling with these fundamental grid issues, how does China look in comparison? Are they hitting the same roadblocks?
Well, the sources suggest China took a very different path. They seem to have systematically tackled the energy side first. Their electricity production is growing fast, prices are actually going down, and they don't seem to have the same supply chain issues for grid hardware.
So they built the foundation before announcing the giant tech leap.
It looks that way. They seem to view massive electrical capacity as, step one for technological progress. They're even commercializing small nuclear reactors.
We're still just prototyping here.
Exactly. And some analysts are now saying, look, the AI talent, the capital, it might just follow the reliable, affordable power. If you can't power your AI, it doesn't matter how good it is.
And that makes sense. It flips the script a bit. You think about big, successful American projects. I don't know, the Manhattan Project, the interstate highways, even the early internet. What was the pattern there? Did Stargate follow it?
That's a really interesting point. Historically, those massive successful initiatives, they built the infrastructure first. They laid the groundwork.
Right.
Stargate seems to be doing it backwards. Announced the huge goal, the massive funding. But the foundation isn't there yet. Think about it. Months of planning, billions supposedly committed, and not one single deal has actually been finalized.
Still nothing concrete.
Nothing concrete. And when you have sophisticated tech firms and big investment funds unable to even lock down preliminary infrastructure deals, it tells you something. It suggests the actual path to implementation is way more complicated than maybe they thought. It raises that question. Can you just throw money at a problem if the physical infrastructure isn't ready?
Yeah, can financial commitment substitute for actually building the needed infrastructure first? It seems like a core question.
Mm.
American tech leadership has always relied on our ability to build things, big things, at scale. This whole deep dive really underscores that maybe the future belongs to whoever builds the most reliable infrastructure.
Absolutely. The dream of AI supremacy, it's powerful, it's compelling, but what we've seen today is that without that physical bedrock, without reliable, affordable power, even a $500 billion vision can start to look like, well, a mirage. Definitely something for you to think about as this whole race for AI dominance continues to unfold. Are we focusing too much on the shiny object of not enough on the groundwork?